Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Dice Tower. I'm Camilla.
And I'm Joey Evans.
And we're going to be taking a look at a game that caught my eye.
Ooh, why did it catch your eye?
The cover, look at that.
I know.
Look at that, I don't want to get caught. Love
Yes.
it. Bedeville Carnival, and we are looking at the collector's box. I love it here. Fear not, have fun.
I shall.
Is it fun? Will he? I don't know. Let's figure out how to play first.
Here we're taking a look at a game set up for 4 players. Each player is represented by one of these standees, which are acrylic because what we are looking at here is the deluxe version of the game. So some of the components might look a little bit different from the standard edition of Bedeville Carnival. So in the game, what you are trying to do is get the most victory points possible. You're going to be doing that by collecting these joy tokens here and then using them to acquire souvenirs, which are around the board here at these various rides, these different locations. At the end of the game, you're going to get victory points equal to what the souvenirs give you. And you're also going to get some victory points for having leftover joy tokens and having the most of each color, things like that. So on your turn, you're first of all going to have a player screen here, which will sit in front of you, and you'll be able to hide behind it your joy tokens there. So we're going to be using it to help us figure out the game. So on your turn, the very first thing you may do is you can exchange one joy marker you have with one from the pool. No matter how many you have, you may trade one in and take one of a different color from the center and put that behind your screen. And then the other thing you may do before you take your turn proper, if you would, is instead of exchanging, you can buy souvenirs. Both of these are optional. You do not have to do them. You may not do them, possibly, because maybe you won't have the stuff to do it. But you could do one of those two things. Make a switch or acquire a souvenir. The souvenirs are going to have a cost right here in the colors you need. If you see anything that is gray, that's wild, so you'll be able to use anything, for example, for this one, 2 of any colors, and that'll be worth 3 victory points. These 3 specifically will be worth 5 victory points, and so on. And if you do not like this one, or there aren't any there, you can also buy one next to where you are. So if I'm on this location, I can buy one from the neighboring locations as long as there is something there, right? And as long as I overpay by one of any kind. So if I want to buy this one from where I'm standing, I can pay 2 of anything and 1 more, and boom, I can buy that. 2 blue and 1 of anything, and I can buy that. Having done that, or possibly skipped it, then I have my normal round breakdown here, which is I have to visit a location, so I have to move on my turn. And I can move to one of my neighboring empty places. So from here, I can move to there, or I can move to this one because neither one is occupied, or I can move completely across. Again, as long as it is not occupied. Occupied means that one of the other players is there, or this big bad fella is standing on it. He also has a cat, Fleabag, and Fleabag does not count as occupying a location. So it's okay to move to where Fleabag is, but not him and not the other players. Once you move to a location, and so for example, I'll move there, then you are going to acquire these resources printed right there on the location. So wonderful. I get these 2. I have 2 joy markers now. I put these behind my screen. And then I have to do the action on the board here, the location, the ride I've arrived at. In this case, fortune teller says I'm going to draw a token from the bag, and I'm going to resolve the effect on that token, and then I'll throw it back in the bag. Okay, great. Once that's done, then I'm going to add some noise markers equal to what it shows me on that attraction. In this case, 2 noise markers. It already had 2, unfortunately, so I'm adding 2 more. The noise markers are there so that the bad guy can catch us and put us back in the ground and make us lose a turn, effectively. Once I'm done moving, gaining joy markers, and activating the action, adding some noise markers there, then I'm going to shake up the bag and draw one of these. And again, these are deluxe edition components. They're metal. Normally, they would be cardboard discs. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to grab one of these, and I'm going to check what it does. That's the back of the token. The front says, in this case, get 1 joy marker. Any one. Okay, sweet. I'm going to take a yellow one. And I put that behind my screen. And then it is the next player's turn, where they are going to make an exchange if they want to, or purchase if they want to. Then they have to move, they have to take some new joy markers, and they have to activate the location. and finally draw one of these. Whenever you draw the Mr. Carl, that he's the bad guy, then he is going to move in the direction that the arrow is facing to the location that has the most noise. If there's a tie, the first one he hits, that is tied, okay? So right now, if he was triggered, he would go all the way around, he would go all the way around, and he would actually land on me right here because that location has 4 noise tokens. When he lands on it, he's a grave digger, so he's going to send me back under the ground. I would take my standee and put it behind my screen. I have to give up one of my joy markers, and he is going to clear this off, discard the card, and put a new one into play right here. Having done that, he then turns around so that he's facing the other way with his arrow, so he would be going back this way. And that's it. That's what he does. And then we take all these tokens when his comes out and we throw them back in the bag. So the different tokens here are a few different actions. Some of them give you a joy marker. Some of them put a joy marker on a location so that if you stop there, you get not just these, but the ones on the location. Add noise to something. Turn Mr. Carl around. And then this one moves Fleabag. What Fleabag does is basically cancel you taking this ability. And Mr. Carl himself, the big bad there. Once you pull this out, no matter when it is, if it's the first or the last, you take all of these and you throw them back in the bag. You're resetting this bag and drawing from it, from that point on with a brand new refresh bag. Until you reset it again, of course. This is all going to continue as the players buy these cards up. You reveal the new one. There's always 2 in each stack with the higher valued one at the bottom. The game's going to continue with these drying up until you're down to a single pile of cards. You finish out the round so we have equal turns, and then you see who the winner is. If you, by the way, ended up getting caught and bounced back behind your screen at the beginning of your turn, you may not trade, you may not purchase any of these. Instead, you just come back out onto the board somewhere that's empty, and then you move, activate, so forth. So if you do get caught, you will have to skip one round of possible trading and possible buying, which is certainly not good. All of the characters have special abilities as well, so you'll be represented by one of these people, and they'll have some special unique ability, just like all the locations have special abilities, letting you manipulate what you do, how you do it, letting you take things with you as you travel, all sorts of things. So that comes, of course, from your special ability there. And that's pretty much what's going on in the game. That should give you enough of an overview for you to understand what's happening. Let's go ahead and go back up top.
All right, so first up, like I said, it grabbed me with the box, just the art style and the theme. I love these kind of scary carnival themes. It's very high on my list, and I think the artwork is carried through very, very nice throughout.
And I love how, asymmetric abilities and stuff, but it's like the characters, it's a cool idea. Coming to life, be able to enjoy the carnival at night, and the grave, whatever, trying to...
Right, I like that you are the dead who are trying to enjoy the carnival, and the, not the grave robber, what is it, the gravekeeper is going through and Carl is trying to send you back to your grave. You are dead, you cannot have fun at his carnival.
No.
The production on this is really good as well. I do like the feel of the little skulls. They have a little bit of a gummy, not a gummy feel to them, but a little soft, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
Title blade style.
Right, and I really think your little...
it's great.
Coffins here that you can keep them in is completely unnecessary, but I like it. The player aid being on the back of the screen, just a lot of really good production decisions.
The acrylics.
Acrylic minis, they are a great way to go in this. That being said, sometimes they are hard to tell apart, I think, a little bit.
They are,
You know? So this is one time where I think maybe cardboard ones might have done better to be able to tell the difference, because they all kind of have this dark theme to them. Makes it a little bit. And you did pull out there the metal coins. So overall, production in this is really, really good. Had no problems with it at all. Was really, really happy. But that's one of the last positives I think I'll have here for it. Unfortunately, spoilers, the rule book left a lot to be wanted.
It did.
Especially for a very light, heavier than a party game, but definitely not heavier than a family. I mean, this is a game that you would sit down and play as a longer filler or just a goofy kind of game night kind of game. Very entry and welcoming level. And the rule book left us with a lot of questions.
Which is sad for a game of this weight.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent our first play, about half of it in the rule book, looking for clarifications. And then on the second play, we had to go back a couple more times, even by the third and the fourth. Like, we were still having to pull out the rule book and be like, hold on, are we doing this right? So it never kind of got to that smooth gameplay experience, I didn't find.
Yeah, there's a bit of clunkiness that it should not have been there.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you think about the different locations? Did you have anything?
Locations were fine. The whole thing is the movement's interesting, adjacent, next to you, or across, and all that. So I like the fact that you could make those large movement jumps. But also, because of what all the different locations do, it's virtually, one thing that stuck with me, it's virtually impossible to plan ahead.
Yes.
Or almost to plan overall.
Yes.
The game just happens to you,
You experience the game.
You do.
You don't control it.
You luck into, because you will just collect those little favors, I think the skulls, whatever. And then you're just kind of, people are going to move stuff around, and when it gets your turn, you're just hoping that you have the right fistful of stuff.
Right. And that's one thing that I kind of had a hang up on as well, is you're only collecting those souvenirs at the beginning of your turn, which means you have to have the right places at the right location and not get caught before it's your turn again. And that just almost made it feel like a cat and mouse game, like a chase game. Like, I hope this pans out. I hope this pans out. Instead of, I think what it's going for is that, haha, got you. Ooh, I messed with you, buddy.
Yeah, that's what you do.
And it didn't feel like that.
No.
Because the game is so light, it honestly just felt more frustrating, like you're just chasing your tail and hoping that it works out. And to that, I asked you about the locations because I found them to not really matter that much.
No.
I would go to a location specifically for a souvenir. And if I did or wanted the action on that location, it just happened to me. It's not what I chose. I never chose to go somewhere because of what it might do. And for a game that's supposed to have that unique feeling, that's really frustrating. It's like, why have it at all if I don't care about it? Why not just have me draw another token out of the bag to let's see what happens at this location?
And there were times where you could switch them out, and you're like, I don't really care.
Right.
None of these are going to really affect me at all.
Right. You're like, that one, fine.
Right.
So that's just a location. It's not even the souvenirs. So yeah, so I found that to be really uninteresting, and then it being very limiting that you can only buy the souvenirs at the beginning of your turn, to being just another level of randomness that the game didn't need. It had so many layers of the randomness that it, like you said, I mean, you said it perfectly. You don't really play the game. It does kind of just feel like
it happens.
It happens. It passes some time. So with that, do you have anything else, or do you want to jump into?
No, that's it. It just really is just, it's a game.
It is a game.
Yeah.
Well said, Joey. It's a game.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, I love the component value. The components on this, they're great. I like the artwork. I like the acrylics, personally. They are hard to tell apart. I mean, I like everything about the production value, but it does just fall apart. I mean, you find towards the end, this is a short game, 45 minutes or so, but you kind of feel like 3/4 away and you're like, okay, I get it. Let's just kind of call it and end it,
right.
And you should not feel like that on a game like this.
Right.
There should not be this many decisions that really don't matter.
Yeah.
So I'm actually coming at a 5.5 on this.
That hurts you, doesn't it?
It does hurt.
You wanted to push it up. I felt it.
Because even looking at the components, like, wow, those are really nice. Yeah. It's really got little coffins and stuff. I mean, it's just recipe fulfillment type thing. You get that, but it's just, it misses, I love the idea of this. I love everything about it except the gameplay, and that should be pretty important, you know? And it's just, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
This is a game that takes me on an emotional journey every time I play. Mm-hmm. And by that, I mean, I love the art. I'm drawn back in, and I can never remember. I always convince myself it can't be as bad as I remember.
Right.
And then I play again, and I'm like, son of a gun, it got me again. It's still not that fun.
You almost feel like I just had a bad play.
Right. Oh, I know. I've played this so many times thinking just that. Mm-hmm. Clearly, it was because I played with too few people. Clearly, it's because I played with too many people. So before we go further, I'll give my score here. It's a 4 for me. I think this is one that I just keep giving try after try after try. And so maybe that speaks to it, that it keeps bringing me back in. But that just makes the disappointment is almost becoming angry at this point, where I'm like, this is just so random. It does just feel like randomness on top of randomness in an adorable, just very aesthetically pleasing and tactile experience.
Let's use adorable, by the way.
It is super adorable.
Okay.
I love it. So for me, this is just the gameplay falls apart with randomness. I can't point and say it's a bad game. There's nothing about the game that's broken. There's nothing about the game that's actively bad or offensive or anything like that, in the game design. It's just random. And it doesn't even feel like that. It doesn't even feel like take that. It feels more like that happened. So for me, it's a 4. It's not inheritively broken, but it says fear not, have fun. Maybe fear a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah, it's rough. Anyway, so it's a 4 for me. That's going to do it here for us at the Dice Tower, checking out Bedeville Carnival. Maybe you've had more fun with it. Let us know down on the comments below. And until then, I'm Camilla.
I'm Joey.
And keep having fun.
At the carnival.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.